Yeah.
Choices out there?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to learn the backgrounds of not only the players but also the coaches as well. It's good to wear the Caloundra Panther colours as well, as long as. But yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was good.
I'm sure Joey Danaher was a massive Broncos fan growing up.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think it's all he had in his cupboard. He's still probably got a few more clothes back in Melbourne.
I guess, is it after a result like that on the weekend, is it good to have like a little break mentally with things like that?
That was pre-planned anyway. We planned that. We do that most years, where we wear a jumper, and it's just something that we do about bringing back from your grassroots, and it sort of creates a good conversation. You learn a little bit more about your teammate.
Yeah. How's the feeling when it was obviously it's disappointing? I think it was a group coach might have used lost the way you lost it. What's the feeling within the group?
Yeah, we were still pretty positive. There was a lot of positives to take out of the game. I mean, we had a lot of opportunities that we just couldn't make the most of. So, I mean, it was disappointing that we did lose, but I mean, we're still pretty optimistic in terms of we had a lot of opportunities to win the game and we just couldn't ice it. But again, it was a fantastic game, and our average losing margin used to be like 40 odd points at the MCG, and I think we only lost by just more than a goal. So, I mean, it was disappointing to lose, but it's still pretty optimistic in terms of we played really, really good footy there, especially in that first half.
Hit me to find a bit of form and get a few goals. It's good for you.
Yeah, I was probably from the ball movement that we had in that first half, I was lucky to be at the end of it. So, yeah, it was good to kick a couple, but unfortunately couldn't get the result in the end, so it didn't mean much.
When you're looking back at a game like that, are you analysing the time in the first sort of quarter and a half when you're doing everything right, or are you looking at maybe the last quarter and a half where things didn't seem to be going your way?
No, we looked at the whole game, but we also take a lot of positives. I mean, it's fantastic that we were able to play the game that we could in that first half, but we still had a fair few opportunities that we missed out in the first half, and we just didn't make the most of them.
Thanks almost predicted what would happen on Monday, irrespective of the result. You said if you win, everyone's going to talk you up, and if you lose, everyone's going to write you off, and that seems to have been the case. A lot of people are writing off the Lions as premiership contenders. Do you look at that and shake your head a little bit after one loss to a good team like that?
No, not really. I think what's hasn't been spoken about enough is Richmond are a bloody good team. They're certainly up there with the best, and they brought that on the weekend. I think only Geelong Cats have beaten them at the MCG, so we knew it was going to be a tough game, and I don't think the ladder position represents where they're actually at.
As a forward, what changed in the second half for you, looking at how the momentum's swung?
Yeah, well, our ball movement changed a little bit, but we weren't connected to the play. Our distances weren't right. We were just too far away from the ball, and we didn't get to enough contests. It's pretty simple. But yeah, we just didn't get to enough contests.
So the team's been fairly inconsistent the second half of the season. I think it was sort of win-loss for a long time until you strung a couple together. What's got to happen in the next 3 weeks and beyond for you guys to, I guess, get back to where you were in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, we had that loss to Melbourne, and then we were a little bit strung by COVID as well. So we just need to get some players out in the park and get some consistency with that. So I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but that's also the reality as well. So we'll get there. We're building well. I mean, we played really, really well on the weekend, so we take a lot of positives from it.
Has there been any eyebrows raised within the club that there was no charge for Pickett for that incident with Bailey?
Oh, I didn't even see it. Was that when Bales went off? Oh, I don't even know. I honestly didn't even see it. I was a bit confused. I was asking the boys what was wrong with him, but yeah.
Given the next 3 weeks are against 3 top 8 sides, do you look at it and go, well, it's a good opportunity to go into finals and tackle some higher sides?
Yeah, and then you even look at our past 2 weeks in Gold Coast and then Richmond. They're really, really challenging for the 8 as well. So, I mean, yeah, you can't take any game for granted these days. So, yeah, we've got some really, really good opposition in Carlton and St Kilda and Melbourne. So, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to lead us into a nice finals campaign.
How important do you think having sort of top 4, maybe a double chance, but also the possibility of playing more games at home in that finals? How important do you think it'll be for premiership runners?
Yeah, but it is important, but you also see teams win it from the outside the 8. So, I mean, that's what you strive for at the start of the season, is trying to get that double chance. But again, you've seen teams win the grand final from being outside the top 4. So, yeah, we would like it, but we'll just want to try and be competitive come that end of the season.
There's that tall trio you got up front, you, Dan, Joe. That quarter and a half at the start of the game is probably the best the you've had injuries and guys are getting sick and missing time and you're coming back from your own serious injury, how hard has it been sort of gelling again? Because it was so good as a trio last year. I think we only lost one game when all three of you started. So how hard has it been trying to learn to play with each other?
We're adjusting and we're just learning about each other's strengths and weaknesses. I mean, we only had 10 games together last year, so we're still learning about each other, and I mean, we'll be better off with the more games we get to play together. So yeah, I wouldn't read into it too much, but yeah, we're starting to build really, really nicely.
Cam spoke a little bit sort of about the difficulty of not just getting back from the knee, but also sort of getting your match sharpness and all that sort of stuff. Like, do you feel like that has been something you've sort of grown into as the season's gone on, like from where you were when you first initially came back?
I've been quite inconsistent, and I'm quick to identify that as myself. But I mean, I am building. I didn't really have any practice games or anything like that prior to coming into the AFL, but I am building, and I'm getting better week in, week out. So that's all that really matters.
So it's a noticeable thing in your head that you're building that confidence is coming back. You know, like, so you were plunking a couple of marks early on. Your kick for goal seemed pretty consistent early in that game. So that confidence is something that just needs to take time to get back.
I had 10 months out of the game, so it's just about getting to understand the game a bit better, and that'll come with just playing games. So it's pretty simple. I was out for 10 months, so I didn't get to play any practice matches or anything. So I'm building along with the team, and just need to make sure we come back after the year at our best.